Freedom at 60 is a lifelong dream of ours that we have finally accomplished. We have started this YouTube page to share our journey. The trip was from July 2nd to August 23rd, covering 1,800-mile journey. We took our time and enjoyed the journey with some deadlines for crew changes along the way. This video is covering our time from Road Town, BVI, to the Turks and Caicos Islands, covering 779 miles in 16 days. The first leg, we arrived in Road Town after our flight and ferry ride just in time to have some cocktails in the pool. The next day, we stayed in the moorings marina to do some provisioning, set up Starlink, and go over the phase out with Leslie. The moorings crew, he had done an excellent job on everything they promised to do.
Jeff, dude,
Right on the beast.
it's 6:17. You cannot go to bed.
Okay, may have been exhausted from planning this trip, but here we go on our first part of our journey. Off to our port, you are looking at St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Island. We can now see Puerto Rico in the background. We have decided to spend the first night at anchor. We set off from Isla Pineros, very close to the marina. At the marina, we take on our first bit of fuel, 33 gallons for the 77-mile first leg and 12 hours of generator time. So we get in our slip and Uber directly to get the rental cargo van, then drive 45 minutes to the airport to pick up the 17 boxes, including our dinghy, Suzuki motor, fishing gear, and a bunch of other stuff. We stop at Home Depot to get a freezer in order to get it plugged in so it is ready for the provisioning that we do the next day. The next morning, we head back to the same plaza with Depot, Walmart, and a Sam's Club and load up. After we are all loaded up, we take off to a beautiful anchorage just 12 miles away, as we are tired after the day and a half of running around and loading the boat. We also have picked the weather day to cross the Mono Passage, which is 4 days away, and have plenty of time to cover the south side of Puerto Rico. As we are trolling today, I see an area about 25 miles offshore that has a nice ridge and decide we would give it a try. Even though it was blowing strong, the boat handled it well, and we were rewarded with tuna and mahi, which we ended up having for dinner.
Show him, Chucky.
We made it to Salinas, a beautiful harbor with lots of boat activity, got the anchor set and proceeded to get the True Kit dinghy out and set it up, then sat out front with a nightcap to watch another breathtaking sunset. Today we head to Almendro Beach, a 52-mile stretch with a quick stop in Ponce to top off fuel. And there's a Sam's Club there since we forgot the large socket set on our first trip. Plus a few other things. We did some fishing on this leg and caught a nice sized Cero mackerel, which turned into some very mouth-watering ceviche. At the end of the day, I got the drone up and took some great pictures of the anchorage and sunset. Today we have a very short travel day to Boquerón, just a short 24-mile trip with great views and nice quiet waters. Everyone got a chance to do some relaxation and even get a workout in. This was the first time the captain even got a short nap. We pulled into the bay, set anchor, then decided to take the dinghy into Boquerón and check the town out. This was a super nice little town that we will definitely spend some more time in the future. Had a beautiful beach, super cool bascule bridge that led into a harbor full of large sport fishing boats. There was a good selection of restaurants and bars, some that were not open probably due to the time of year. This was one of my favorite little towns. We encountered, got to bed soon after sunset as we had an early morning departure planned to cross to the Dominican Republic. At first safe flight the next morning, we are off to make the Mona Passage crossing to the Dominican Republic. That is well known to be a nasty trip, but not for us on this day.
There's a fish behind him! Marlin!
Oh yeah, I see.
That's a marlin, guys!
We arrived at Cap Cana Marina after the 90-mile crossing and a great day of fishing with mahae, tuna, and even raised a marlin. At this point, we needed to get checked into the Dominican Republic. They come to your boat to check you in, not one or two, but 7 of them. We sat on the rear of the boat and did the paperwork and paid the fees. We had a nice meal on the boat that night and walked the marina. Then in the morning, got tokens for laundry and did some laundry. We pulled the boat over to the fuel dock and took on 58 gallons of fuel before departing. We left Cap Cana Marina midday and wanted to make some headway and do some fishing. So we headed to Macau Beach area, got there early in the evening and did a little snorkeling. Then we noticed some storm heads coming and decided to pull anchor and reset more towards the middle of the bay. We were astonished at the beauty of the landscape in the background as we did this next part of the trip to Playa El Valle. This was a 75-mile travel day. We caught a few mahae again today along the way. It seems as if our freezer is getting fuller as the days go by. We set anchor for the night in one of the most beautiful bays with a nice sand beach and just a peaceful setting all around. The anchorage was a little rolly, but protected from the prevailing wind that day. The work boats on the beach were super cool, and there were a couple of freshwater streams coming down from the mountaintops. An absolute stunning location, ending the day with another breathtaking sunset. Today on our trip, we had dolphins escort us for quite some time, and then we're treated to another mahi drop-in by. The 65-mile journey today took us to a anchorage off Rio San Juan, which looked like a cool little fishing village that we planned to visit, but a strong rain came rushing in. And the guys that gave me a hard time about going to bed at 6:17 a week ago both went down before 6 on this night. Our last day of travel in the Dominican Republic turned out to be interesting. As we made our 45-mile jaunt today, we ran into a number of fads and a bunch of the panga-style fishing boats. We could not believe that they were out in the seas in these little boats with single outboards. As we fished, a few of the boats got super close to our spread. We could not understand why, but then read an article about how they will come and gaff your catch as you're bringing it in, as they feel these are their fish since they set the fads. World Marina was our final stop in the Dominican Republic. We pulled in, fueled up, and had to check in with more paperwork for the Dominican Republic. They want more dollars. Even had a government official ask me for a tip. We walked down to the Skylight Bar to use their pool, as the marina does not have one. The marina is nice, but was pretty rolly. In the morning, we were off to this cruise final destination after we got cleared from the Dominican Republic to embark to the Turks and Caicos. The Dominican Republic will not clear you out until the day that you are leaving, and won't clear you out if they feel that the weather is not safe to leave. We got an early start on this absolutely beautiful day, and even had a buddy boat with us that we met the night before. our 100-mile crossing was pretty uneventful, as we had picked another great weather day. It had blown up a little for the last 20 miles or so. We arrived at Big Sand Cay just off of the Turks and Caicos, did some exploration of this island. The transom of the sailing vessel Blue Rose was washed ashore. We did some research, and this was a boat that was reported stolen in the USV. We notified and sent a picture to the website that listed it as stolen, but never heard back. We finished up the day with a great sunset and another fantastic meal. The next morning, we got up and snorkeled a nice reef just off the island. The next 3 days were all lazy days as we left Sand Cay and moved up to Cockburn Harbor and anchored, and were set to check in the next day. We proceeded to the island first thing in the morning with all our paperwork in order to check in, only to find out that the office did not have an officer on duty that day. We checked the town out via dinghy, then went back to the boat and headed to French Cay, a small island off the backside of the Turks and Caicos. This was to be a big snorkel stop, but the wind did not allow for that, but we did happen to catch dinner conso Vichy. The next morning, we trolled around Yankee Town and up to Malcolm Beach, another beautiful spot. We stopped on our way there, and I got some great video of 2 squid in action. The following morning, we got up and made our short run to Blue Haven Marina, where we were finally able to get checked in after a few hours waiting for them to come to us. Our final tally for this first crew was 779 miles with 333 gallons of fuel after subtracting the generator use at half gallon per hour of use. We were at just over 3 miles per gallon for this leg of the trip. I want to thank you for watching this video and hope it was helpful. I also want to thank Chuck and Steve for participating in this fantastic journey. And subscribe to our page to see the rest of the journey coming soon. Below are links to some of our favorite add-ons to the Trip Seasucker Marine, Boda Furniture, and Suzuki outboards.